Hey, welcome back to the 2020 Rewind. I'm taking a look at 20 more level 50 heroes, vigilantes, villains, rogues, whatever I got for the City of Heroes Homecoming servers, the Excelsior Shard. This is episode 2, part 2. We're looking at Shok or Shock Collar. He is a brute. He's got electric armor, as you can see. He's got claws. This is melee. And as his epic power set, we're looking at the Mew powers. He's your classic Seaber. That is Claw's Electric Brute. Back from the old school days of when City of Villains first came out. And electric armor was only a villain set. Don't know if you knew that or not. A little bit of trivia. And so Seaber, Claw's Electric Brutes, they were one of the fastest leveling. This is before all this wussy double XP that the homecoming servers give out for free. You had to earn XP the old fashioned way, right? You had to go out and take down enemies and kill them all. So you would rely upon Spin, which is a PBOE spin attack that does a bunch of damage around you, and Lightning Field. Lightning Field you could get, I think, at level 4. So back in the day, you'd land on Mercy Island and you'd get yourself to level 4 as quick as you could by like street sweeping or whatever. And then the Seaver Brutes would use this combination of Spin and Lightning Field to just go and wreak havoc on as many foes as they could, because these were a couple of early PBOE attacks you could throw in there and take down a bunch of foes pretty quickly. So that was how you would level up back in the olden days really quickly. And then once you had that brute leveled up, you could then use them to earn infamy and that sort of thing. So you could then afford all your goodies for your alts and things. A little bit of trivia for you. So anyway, this is a Seaver. Chocolar, he is made actually for me to farm with. He's an electric farm build. I have made my own custom build in the AE, and I use this guy to when I don't feel like doing fire farming or whatever else. I've made different farms, and I have one that is electric, so it relies upon a bunch of energy resistance, which I've capped at 90%, and recovery resistance, which I have capped at 95%. So I can stand in a whole bunch of lightning attacking, customized enemies that I've created and not take a lot of damage, not worry about my endurance draining that much. It's a good time. So if you're looking for something like that to farm, I think I called it Shocktown Circus, big old outdoor circus map. Anyway, so today we're going to go ahead and do the solo test. I do have one of my alts on the board with me because I'm trying to get Rhea here leveled up. She's currently like level 40 or something like that. She was a brute I would have wanted to play in this 2020 Rewind, but she's not high enough level, and I still need to do some work on her, obviously. So throw her in the background, let her earn some XP while I am running this guy. I'm at +2 times 6, running against just a radio mission here in PI. Got some council on the map. The other thing I'll mention is that I don't think I talked about this in the build, but I am running the Stealth IO Unbounded Leap in Sprint. I know what you're saying. Why would you want to put Stealth on a Brute? Don't you want to get hit? Well, yeah, eventually, but as I also mentioned in the build, this is not a super survivable alpha tanking type of build. This is more like a beta build where I can kind of go in there after maybe someone else is drawing some aggro or somebody's locked down with some controls and just wreak havoc. This is more scrappery, I would say. So he doesn't have the survivability of my typical brutes or my tanks do. He's more offensive built. So I want to be able to get in there quick without taking a lot of aggro on the way in and start dealing a bunch of damage up close and personal, and start to let Lightning Field and my Power Sink do their work, start to drain and deliver some pain. All right, so taking a look at the enemies here, give it a little scope. There's a group. This could be two groups here because I've got, looks like a full group over here and a full group over here. So I also kind of mentioned this in my last video when I was running my first brute. Name's escaping me. What is it? Nordic Star. I was running her and I mentioned a noob trap in this opening map here, and you can see it again If you're just coming in from the door and you're just looking straight down the hall, you're seeing all these juicy targets, right? Let me charge in there. But off to the right, there looks like there's probably a full group waiting. Yeah, it's definitely a full group. So there's actually two groups here. So, you know, me, the big old brute, go charging in there, aggro a bunch of stuff. My squishier teammates come in behind me and they get flanked by this group right here and start dying. And at that point, I'm beyond my taunt cap. I really can't do much to bring more enemies after me because, you know, like the taunt cap's what, like 10 or something like that. And I think it's even less than a brute. Don't quote me on that one. Tankers, I think, have a better taunt cap. So anyway, that's what I'm looking at here. Two groups. I don't see anything super dangerous and not a whole bunch of galaxies. Probably what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to go and cut to the right and throw like a ball of lightning down here to bring these guys around. I don't mind that there's two groups. I think I can handle it. They're only +2s. So I'm not worried about being overwhelmed. But if I jump this way, these guys can come around behind me and start shooting me from range. I don't want stuff from range. I want stuff up close and personal. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to run up here, toss the ball lightning deep, and then cut to the corner and start working on these guys. Let me go ahead and activate my melee. Juice up a little bit. And we're going to do this. I don't have a build-up unless I hit follow-up. Come on, guys, get over here. As you can see, I am taking a lot of damage. Go ahead and just grab another defense. Grab my first purple. Of course, you want to res, right? Aren't these new console so fun? Alright, so there you go. Clean that out. Toasted them. That's interesting. So the general chat announcement just showed up on my actual screen, which is weird. Like, I don't know if you saw that little pop-up dialogue. I was like, who the hell's talking? That was in the general chat. Why is it showing up on my instanced map here? It doesn't make sense. All right, let's get in here. And start using some strategy a little bit here. So I do have some knockback. So even though these guys are only +2s, they are able to deal some damage because I don't have the greatest resistances and defenses to other stuff. So I am going to rely upon a lot more inspirations and that sort of thing. Just try to quickly eliminate foes. Like that. So you see with the knockback, I'm going to rely on it as long as I use it to my advantage. See, look, there's that pop-up text again. Like, why is general chat showing up on my actual game map window? That doesn't make any sense. It's never done that before. It's kind of annoying, actually. I'm assuming that's a bug. If anybody doesn't, if that's not a bug, let me know in the comments, but I've never seen that before in my life. I know there's a general chat, but it shouldn't show up on my mission map as if there's an NPC with me. Some 53s. Some kind of juice up a little bit. Alright, we're gonna toss. So I'm going to need to be quicker on the heels with this character. More liberal use of everything. This is my first brute that I'm actually a little bit concerned about. Alright, this needs to stop showing up. I don't know if I can just shut off general chat. Sounds like a cool character name, General Chat. So there's really not much strategy here. Just go in and start killing stuff. Alright, I gotta stop with this effing general freaking crap. I don't give a about the that you guys are talking. Let me edit the tab and get rid of the general, see if that solves the problem and why it's appearing on my screen. Alright, the only kind of opening strategy as far as, you know, slimming the odds down a little bit is to lead with Shockwave. So we're going to do this. Set of guys flying. Didn't really want to do that. I wanted to knock them into the wall. You can see, though, I'm getting some good drain if I open up with, or hit with the Incarnate Judgment Ionic there. Alright. Let's do this. Ball Lightning, Chain Fences, Static Discharge. Some knockback. I'm really not worried about the knockback at higher levels anyway, because it's going to really just be knocked down once I start taking on +4s. I do like having that range, though. Especially against these rezzers. Guy's still alive, huh? Come on, die. There we go. Alright. So really, not a big deal. I definitely had to heal. Definitely had to pop some Skittles. So I think I know where this is going to go when I start taking on the +3s in this next mission. It's going to definitely be risky, at least for a brute. If I'm taking energy damage, I'm not worried about it, but it's the other damage types that I've only got like 70, 80% at most. I think my Smash Lethal is, let me just double check that real quick. It's my actual Smash Lethal. I'm like 73, so I'm still going to take about 25% of the damage. That's why this character is not going to be leading the charge against some AVs on some Strike Force or whatever and tanking. He's not a tanky build at all. Just damage build. Alright, let's go ahead and get the next mission going. Pull up something. I'm gonna go ahead and pause the vid while I get this fired up. Be right back. Alright, we're back. We've got another council mission set up. Archon Romano. I'm at +3 × 8. So this will be my second and final solo test. just looking at the build and how it handles itself without any, wild card stuff from teammates, just to showcase some strategies, some options. For the most part, he's going to be just a brawler. He's going to get in there and start doing a bunch of damage. The problem with this build, as far as relying upon, let's say, endurance drain as its, uh, you know, alternative defensive strategy beyond defense and resistance, is that endurance drain, it's an all or nothing game, right? You either have the enemy pretty much down to zero so that they can't activate their attacks, or they're hitting you for whatever full damage they could do. I don't have anything else like a to hit debuff or, speed debuff, that kind of thing. So I'm either draining them completely and not taking damage, or they're going to hit me. And I would love to see, endurance drain be a little bit more viable as a defensive strategy, because a lot of power sets have it. A lot of archetypes can use it. And the only thing I was thinking is, if you had some way to kind of weaken their foes as their endurance goes down. I know they've put in the shocked, whatever condition, whatever you want to call it, for drain targets. That's if you're using blast attacks. You do more damage the less endurance they have, I think it is. But I'd like to see something defensive. What if they had dealt less damage, the lower their endurance was or something, something minor, -5, -10%. That could be a little more useful then as a strategy to at least partially drain targets. You're still going to get something out of it. All right, I got a group over there. I don't know how many. It doesn't look like a full group though. So yeah, it's probably more guys hiding back there. All right. So what I think I'll do is, there's a bunch of guys back here. I know that. So I either can kind of pull them towards me. The problem is they're going to start shooting me from over here, and it's going to be kind of a waste. I could pull them all the way back to that corner. Or I just run by these guys, duck into this back room, and get into a tight space. That's probably what I'll do. It's just risky because you don't know what the hell's back in here. If there's a big old boss or something. But hey, you're a brute. You're supposed to be able to handle that kind of crap, right? So I'm going to go ahead and get my debuffs. I could open up with Ionic, of course. I'm trying to just show some more basic stuff before I get all crazy. Alright, I will Ionic because there's a boss in there. There we go. Yeah, see, I'm just like laying down some damage. I don't wolf out. Come on. You were dead already, buddy. One problem with doing so much damage so fast is I can't really take advantage of my incarnate melee, my hybrid, which is built upon, how many foes are surrounding you. You get the buff. If they're all dead so fast, you don't ever actually get much buff. And one thing you want to try to do is open up with your to hit buff here. The follow-up, it gives damage and accuracy buffing. So if you open with that, it'll make this follow-up attacks deal more damage. You guys behind me, I'm taking it. Alright, hit him with this. Little ion. Nothing's makes a fight end faster than a nice Ionic. Okay, hit this guy. See how fast I take damage? It's crazy. I'm gonna save my rebirth. Sometimes I can chain some knockbacks together. I haven't used my Eviscerate much yet. It's a nice little cone attack. Some endurance back. It's like that drained him. Boom. He's out. There's a whole bunch of guys here. Yeah, so you really got to play the position game with this build. F it. I want to open up with the big boy. Follow that up with a secondary attack. Smokes most of the guys. It's the problem with, kind of relying on your judgment. Anybody can do that, right? Anybody with that judgment. So it's not like this build is, oh, awesome. That was judgment. That wasn't the build. So I'm not going to rely too much on opening with judgment, but that group just begged for it. The foes aren't lasting long, I'll say that. Let's see, get these guys first, I guess. Try to knock them down. I forgot I don't have my beast run on. Alright. Let's get him in close. I don't like the alternative animation on the Eviscerate. It looked cool on the costume creator, but... Alright, let's put a lights out on these guys. But in practice, you kind of do this cat scratch thing, but then the damage doesn't hit till the very end second, and you're just doesn't fit the animation too well. Come on, he was freaking dead. So we keep him drained. There, that animation right there. If the damage was more DOT, it would look better. Alright, so against like a single target, a bunch of endurance drain is viable. Keep him weak. Is anybody over there? No. So here's where, the stealth is nice. I did a little quick peeky poo. He's doing nice damage. Gonna open up with this. Okay, taking damage. Heal again. Drain. Yeah, you definitely gotta have some greens in your back pocket. Step back, throw the claws, shockwave them. Just buy me a second. I knew that guy was gonna wolf out. Really tired of hitting and killing these guys twice. Could bust out my lore pets if I wanted to. Okay, got hybrid up again. Help my defenses. So this gives me defense and regen per foe and range. Okay, hopefully that takes him out and doesn't get back up. I think he already got up once. This guy has no endurance, so the longer the fight goes, the worse it is for them, typically. So if you can survive that alpha, get rid of the lieutenants and the minions quick. Done. Let's eat one of these. One. Look at that. That shockwave is beautiful. That guy's not going to get up. Oh, I guess he is getting up. That's okay. Shockwave him again. Back away so he doesn't res on me. Okay, he's done. There we go. Where else we got to hit? This way. Okay, I'm going to pull out the pets just to kind of show what they're up to. Okay, I've got the Carnies. So that one can give me Forge. So some more damage, some more to hit, right? Make things go down faster. Some stuff. Give me one of these. Open up with this. I mean, that's lights out right there. Toast. All right, next. A little heal for my pet. Just did a little hop maneuver like that. So get the shockwave lined up. Man, I love the Dark Mist, Ring Mister. She does a ton of damage. Alright. Realized somebody ran. Who else is left in this joint? I got some more victims over here. Shockwave them into the corner. Ball lightning. Just use my Moo attacks. That's pretty much it. Yeah, you didn't frickin' res that time, bitch. Just clean those guys up. Nope, no wolf for you. Alright. Shockwave. Throw the Moo. The pet does have a heal, but damned if she is slow on the use. If I built this character more for not farming, survivability would be much better. Change up my slotting. Oh, the big room. This is when you want your ionic kids. Let's get in there. There it is. Get oasis and res. Alright, that group's down. Start going around the clock here. This rate does a lot of damage, it's just the animation timing are off with the damage. I wish those radial buff pets actually were faster. You know, that's all they do is, you know, a couple of buffs, but the one buff is on like a 3-minute timer forge or whatever. And then a heal is, you know, what, every 30 seconds? Other than that, they just stand there and don't do anything. I really need to like to see a revamp of those things. I'm almost just leaning towards core for all of them. At least I can buff them or protect them. Alright, taking some damage. Get some guys off me. Some more guys. Okay, get an end drain going. Go. Come on. Sorry, man. I thought I muted my mic for a minute when my dogs were barking. Anyways, I was saying this guy is not the best for just running times 8 plus 4 stuff. You know, if you're trying to do papers or radios or whatever, it's just not worth it. Uh, Too dangerous, I think. I mean, he wasn't really in super danger on these missions, but that's because I had a solid loadout of greens. I've got the energized to heal with. I've got the rebirth to heal with. But if I'm taking on +4s, soloing it, not smart. My farm that I've built, he's perfect for that. He's geared towards electric attack, surviving that kind of damage. So with my Shocktown Circus farm, no biggie. He can handle times 8 plus 4 on that. But standard content is not built designed for that. So if I were to revamp this build, I would pull away from the energy damage. I'd pull away for resistance, the recovery resistance stuff that I was in, and the recovery and the endurance resistance, endurance boosting, all that stuff that I have built in with all these sets and stuff. That's what I was targeting. Instead, switch my focus to try to get my smash lethal up to cap. Get another 15% there would do the trick. So that's what I would shoot for if I were to worry about just running him for standard content. Also, I don't think this build is designed to be like the primary tanker on some team. I think again, you could slot it that way, you could build it that way. I just didn't. And I have other brute builds that are much tougher. And I think that's mostly just because electric armor, in my opinion, is one of the softer armor sets out there. It's more of an offensive, uh, you know, it's kind of like fire armor where it's, soft in the defensive side of things and it's built to just do damage mostly. But unlike fire armor, you don't have that big, burn patch just like shred stuff in seconds to, kind of keep you alive. And I think burn or fire armor probably is a better heal if I remember in my experience with it. Energize isn't a great heal at all, so it's mostly endurance discount, regen. You know, I think the heal was actually added later. I don't even think it even had a heal when it was first in the set. So anyway, and then you have the grounded. You have to be on the ground and not get knocked back. That can be a problem if you're jumping around a lot. So there's a lot of holes, I think, in energy or the electric armor. Uh, and you could patch them with set bonuses. That's pretty much your what you're gonna have to do. Other than that, I think you need to have a good loadout of Skittles. Make sure you have, some heals, whatever, some purples. And then, of course, your choice for your incarnates is going to be important. I have a bunch of damage, right, with Ionic. I've got the extra heal, which is why I took Rebirth. I've got the melee to boost up my defense, my regen, if I'm in melee. And as I mentioned, though, if I'm killing things super fast, this kind of diminishes, the benefits of the melee hybrid. I do have pets with a heal, but I don't think that Carney heal is that fast enough to keep you alive. Because at the same time she's worried about healing you, she's also healing the dark rain mistress. So, all right. Anyway, that's the build, that's the test, that's the solo stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and get a team together, and I think on a team it's gonna be a different story, like I've said many times, but especially for this character because I'm going to be able to kind of be that beta hitter. I'm going to be able to, if I get a tank or somebody who's, beefcake and can get in there first and occupy targets, then I can just follow in and just start unleashing, all this damage that I can do. But if I'm like the primary guy trying to herd up 2, 3 groups and I've got a bunch of level 2s behind me and, carrying them, it's going to be a bad day. All right, we'll go ahead and get those team missions going and I'll catch you then. Peace out.